Hello ladies and gentlemen of the YouTubes. Today I've just got a package from Overclockers UK which I've bought. Got some more tubing. That should be about 5 meters of tubing there hopefully. It's just soft tubing, usual stuff I get. Not been cut very well at this end, but I'm going to measure it and see how much they actually gave me. Asked for 5 meters, we'll see how much it is. So here, this is the main thing that I ordered, which is the XSPC Raystorm Neo CPU Waterblock, and this one is the one for the Threadripper. So this is the STR4 black chrome model, and I think it comes with RGBs. So that's the box. It looks pretty cool. It's got some plasticky wrapping, so we're going to do a bit of an unboxing here. So let's see, we've got the knife with the shortest blade ever, because the rest of the blade, wow, camera focus, the rest of the blade kind of snapped off the other week. I've got it on my desk somewhere. Oh. So let's open this plasticky stuff up first. The good thing is about having the short blade on the knife, because it means at least if I stab myself or cut myself, it's not going to be too deep. So there we go, that is the box without the cellophane on now. How exciting. So we open the box up. It's just a regular cardboard box, to be fair. The packaging isn't quite as nice as an EK block, but the EK block for Threadripper is apparently fairly terrible. Had a look at a few reviews of these blocks, and there you go, don't eat that. It doesn't taste very nice, or so I have heard. Throw that in the bin. So this block does perform a lot better than the EK block, up to 10 degrees I've heard. The back of it is slightly wet and pretty cold actually, and that's probably because it's been outside and it's cold today. Not particularly cold, but yeah, there it is, Raystorm Pro Neo. And if you want to get an idea of how big this block is, I will not get an EK block because it's on a motherboard, but I will get the motherboard that the EK block's attached to. This is on an X99 SoC Champion, quite obviously. So there is a X99 block. Well, it's actually just a normal Supremacy Evo with the X99 mounting hardware and all that shenanigans. So that's how big a Threadripper block is compared to it. As you can see, it is fairly massive. The area that the fins cover in here is actually bigger than this entire block. Now on the EK block it has the same fin pattern inside of here, which I don't know if you'll be able to see on the camera. It has the same size fin sort of density and pattern inside there. However, the base plate on the EK block is kind of stretched for the Threadripper version, whereas the XSPC blocks actually have more fins, so you can kind of see in there, or not see in there, that the fins go all the way across out to this outer edge, all the way around. So this has a lot more surface area with fins than the EK block does, which is why it performs approximately 10 degrees better. Got obviously the mounting hardware for TR4, and some destructions which are just on a little piece of paper. Obviously XSPC not being look how much thermal paste they've put on. Not being as big a company as EK, don't have as fancy packaging, but if their product performs better, then who cares? So what else does it come with? It comes with an RGB controller, because this block is RGB. Yes, there we go, there's some RGB LEDs on little RGB headery things, and it has an inline controller thing so you can control them too. Oops, sorry, just knocked the camera there. And it also comes with some thermal compound, which is interesting. Might actually try that out, to be fair. Now, I don't know, actually I might just use the Crynaut, but whatever. Thermal Grizzly Crynaut is what I usually use on very good chips, which I'm not planning on taking the water block off for a while. So yeah, that's about it really for the unboxing part of this unboxing. RGB controller, everything mounts. Whoops. Destructions in a block. That's all we need. So now we just need to mount it, and I guess I can just continue this video and do that now. So the first thing you want to do before you put your sort of brand new water block on is you want to take the books off the top of your Threadripper heatsink here, which in my case isn't even a Threadripper heatsink, it is just a Thermalright Silver Arrow with some books on top of it, because that is the biggest cold plate. I'm going to slip on these bits of plastic now. Put them in the bin before I die. Oh, the other thing as well is I need to check that my fittings actually fit in these holes, because they are quite large in diameter, so they might touch in the middle, so I need to check that first. So I'll actually open the water block before I take any of this apart. Everyone's favourite plastic. Ooh, shiny. It's not actually polished perfectly. You can see there's still some scratches and lines in it, to be fair. So, oh, actually it's got another bit of plastic on there as well. So it is probably, oh yeah, it is fully polished underneath, it's just the plastic on top which is scratched. That's a nice touch. This is the black chrome version. So as you can see, it is kind of dark, it's not all reflectivified, and this bit does just come off, I think. Yeah, it does. So that's a piece of metal. Pretty simple, really. Don't think it's got any special coating on it or anything. It is just literally a piece of metal, which I'm now putting fingerprints all over. And it does go on both way rounds, but you have to remember the Threadripper socket, two of the holes are closer together than the other two, so you need to make sure if you do take that off you get it the right way around. At this point it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to put it in the box. So I'm just going to test these holes here, and you can see the fins inside there actually. So you can see the fins go all the way across to the edge and all the way down there, whereas on the EK block you've just got a square in the middle which is only like 34mm square, which isn't very good. So my giant fittings are somewhere. Okay, so we now have the giant fittings. They're not actually giant, they're just standard 13mm inside diameter, 19mm outside diameter, but they're the monsoon chain gun fittings, and to be fair this block is so big I actually think they are going to fit, and if I would actually hold the thing in front of the camera that would really help. So I'm just going to do them in sort of hand tight, because this is acrylic and I don't want it to crack. So, and it does say that one's the in hole and that one's the out hole. Don't want to put the inlet tube in the out tube with a jet flow design water block like this. If the water just goes from one side of the block to the other, it doesn't actually matter which way round it goes, but when it's going in to a jet flow plate, which is that plate you can see with the slot in it down the middle, then it goes out to the outside round and both come out this port. So there we go. As you can see there's plenty of space in between them, so if anyone was worried like me about fittings not fitting, then you don't need to worry, I suppose. So the only thing I need to do now is get a test tube, not the science kind of test tube, a water cooling tube with a fitting on, to put that on there, and yeah, you can see there it is actually going to be pretty close. I might just screw this on. Got another one without a tube just to test. They are pretty close. You can see there, that's what I was worried about, because on some water blocks, not the EK one, but on some water blocks these fittings actually touch each other because they're so wide, but on this one I've kind of got lucky and there's a bit of space in between, so that's good. So my fittings do fit, which is always handy. So that means we can continue with the installation, and I'm not working in front of the camera again, just being an idiot as usual. So, looking pretty fine, I have to say. Is that Waterblock? Looks good, feels nice, good quality. See, it's got the XSPC logo engraved sort of in the top of it there. I suppose these will light up with the RGBs, these bits. I don't think they're designed to light up in just normal light. Got a 6-pin connector plugged into the board there. I'm not entirely sure why, considering I've only run a GT710. So I'll unplug the fanage, take the heatsink off. Now, is that in focus? Not really. Come on, focus, there we go. So, now this is the amazing thing, right? This heatsink and this CPU have so much surface area that when I'm trying to pull the heatsink off, I can actually lift the entire motherboard up just by the heatsink, even though it isn't screwed to anything. There's 2 pieces of blue tack there, and other than that there's literally nothing holding that heatsink on this board. As you can see here, there's no cable ties, absolutely nothing apart from the thermal paste. And it's amazing how much stick it's got. Look, you can just bend the heatsink. I'm just flexing this tower here, and there we go. You have to twist it a little bit, and you can see I definitely had full coverage there. And you can see, whoops, careful of the tripod. I'll just move this heatsink out of the way so I don't stand on it or anything stupid. Bring you in for a closer look at the coverage. It's on a Thermalright Silver Arrow. That is the coverage, that rectangle there. Obviously it's not straight because I had it just resting on, but you can get an idea. It's got a decent amount of coverage. You're probably covering nearly all of the die. So yeah, I'll just take this blue tack away here. Try not to get thermal paste on my hands. So we'll clean this thermal paste off, put some new gloop on. Might try the XSPC gloop, we don't know. Yeah, do you know what? I'm going to try the XSPC thermal paste. Perfect. That is that done. So now, because it's a thread ripper, and this is an engineering sample by the way, so this is not a retail sample at all, and I've also only got 1 dim in, remember. So now we're going to get the destructions, these things which everyone should read, and read them, or use them to screw a water block down, which isn't really rocket science, but whatever. So they actually say to do a line at the end and then wipe it across and then put a blob in the middle. But putting your thermal paste on before your mounting kit is not good practice at all. You should always put your mounting gear on first, in my opinion. So the first thing we need to put on is these poly things. Super. So next is on the block. Oh, put the block on next, of course. So this is the bit where we need to spread the thermal goop. They say we should spread. I disagree, because I don't like spreading. What I'm going to do is, I don't know, we can draw a smiley face for a start, but I think I'm going to go with, okay. I'm going to go with a squiggle, just sort of around the middle That is literally the this is one of those times where you actually need to use the whole thing of thermal paste for one application. So there we go, that is my spread method. That's actually paint tinted, so unfortunately you can't use this spread method at home, and I would not recommend using it because I'll sue you. So obviously we need to take this piece of plastic off the bottom so that we're not a pleb and saying, oh, why is my CPU temperature's 9,000 degrees? You can see me there. Oh yes, look at that phone that looks like a PC. Wow, amazing. So we've taken the bits off, we've made the thing shiny. So next we need to put this thingamajig back here on. So we're just going to put that on like that. Put fingerprints on the shininess, how dare I. So then we're going to put this on these poles somehow. There we go. Okay, so that is now on. Looking really good as well, by the way. That is a big water block. Until each nut is fully tightened. Don't know what fully tightened means. Does it mean we tighten them until it becomes a tighten? It looks amazing as well, I must say. Look at this beast. The camera does not do it justice at all. I wonder how you install the RGBs, because that's clearly the bit that's going to make your CPU go the fastest. If you don't install the RGB lights, then you're going to be looking at least 100 megahertz less on your CPU. So you need to make sure you install the RGB lights. Why am I even doing this? Honestly, I don't need RGB LEDs. Oh, we need the things to connect to these because they're both female and they don't really go together too well. So we'll connect those with these little spiky things which are designed to stab your fingers. I'm pretty sure that's what they're designed for. So you need to line up the arrows. Oh, camera. So you need to line up those little arrows there and just push it in, and then the RGB is all yours. Come on. There we go. Beautiful. And then this bit here, this dangly bit goes somewhere in there to a SATA connector, not a Molex. SATA power, there's some SATA power right there. That's what we need. Power of SATA. Not Satan, SATA. Just make that clear. You want to be using Satan to power your AMD rig. That's what NVIDIA uses to power their GPUs, if you didn't know. So, SATA connector is connected. So it'll probably be a load of rainbows and unicorns when I turn it on. Start with, because they usually leave these things in full RGB mode. I'm going to set up my water loop. I'm going to get some water in the water thing. I'm going to get the rad all set up and then we'll see how she goes, I suppose.